Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on our YouTube account, and I love doing this, guys. It is kind of a Q&A. We'll do a little progression in here. Any questions that you guys have, I love putting them up here. Crazy enough, guys, here in Michigan, Tuesday it was 22 degrees. That is right, guys, 22 degrees, and we had snow. Today it is 78 degrees and sunny, so we've had about a 50 to 60 point switch in our temperature outside, which is absolutely insane that it goes from such a crazy side. So on here, guys, we are going to look at building Raku. So he is the next hero. We built out Fane. Fane, we unfortunately didn't get the frame out of there, but Fane is built, guys. The heroic ship, we built out Aziz, which we have him done. Alero we are skipping. Audrey we're going to get in time, but Raku is going to be the primary focus right now, guys. A lot of players kind of mixed reviews of Raku. Big thing with him, guys, is he is a solid tank, which I like. He does have some damage mitigation. So depending on a couple different formations, we've actually seen him doing exceptionally well. He has been doing well. His arenas are also up right now. We did complete the Arena of Trials. Make sure, guys, that you do this. Not only the Arena of Trials, make sure that you complete the Guild Trials as well. It'll give you 500 extra diamonds, plus a chance at picking up some Elite Stones in there, which is exactly the reason why we do the Guild Trials. So let's see, guys. We have Geeky is here, Dark Lord, Random is here, Dark Blaine as well. Again, we're going to get into summons. We have 50,000 diamonds already. We've been just stockpiling these. We are still looking to build out Zafriel. He is pretty close. We have quite a few pieces of furniture for him. We do need a couple more copies, and we'll be able to build him out to that Ascended level. And then I think at that point, either we're going to go Frampton or we're going to go to Audrey. I've kind of went back and forth on who we're going to build, which I think we can throw a poll up here, and we can do Frampton, and then we'll add another option, and then we'll do Audrey. So those are going to be the two that we can add. I think that's a poll that we can throw right up there. What's going on, Carol? So there should be a poll popping up in a minute. Again, it looks like the poll didn't work right. It's hard to do the poll sometimes, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about it. Those are the two that we're looking at as possibly doing Audrey or doing Frampton. The big reason for them is when it comes to building out either of those, it's either going to be making more progression in the Celestial Tower, or it's going to be making more progression when it comes to the Hypogean Tower. Because as you can see, we're at a point now where we need two solid teams to go and make progression within those towers. And it gets incredibly hard when you start getting two complete teams. Again, Frampton kind of going back and forth. And guys, we have a brand new subscriber, James. Thank you for the sub. What's going on, Fallen Crystal? Like I said, we're going to have to build one or the other. Awakened Thane is going to be far down the road because we made a choice to build Aziz out. Thane is actually going to take quite a bit of time. Even with where we're at right now, we get 2 cards a day. That is right, guys. We get 2 time emblems a day, but you're talking 300, 400, 500 emblems to be able to actually build out a hero, which is kind of crazy. But that is about how many it takes to build out those awakened heroes because they are super expensive. And Thane is the third one, the very first one when it comes to the light bearers. Now, like we were talking about earlier, and again, this is why I love the Q&A session. A lot of players have a lot of questions about what is going on AFK Arena, who should I build? Honestly, if you are free to play and you're looking to build awakened heroes, save your cards. Save your cards till we have one of each faction. That's really my thought, is once you get to the point of having one of our awakened heroes in each faction, you should theoretically at that point have enough cards to build one of the heroes out, really seeing who is utilized in meta formations, who we're seeing within Cursed Realms, to really build them out. What do you think about Thane? I've seen that he is dying very fast and not doing the damage we are waiting for. Night Vision, that's exactly what a lot of players have been saying over on the test server, that Thane was doing too much damage. So as we know, they nerfed his damage. They actually nerfed his damage early on. We've already seen him nerfed, which kind of stinks. But the big thing that we don't know is, one, how is he going to work in meta comps with the Cursed Realm, Twisted Realm? Also, is there going to be an opportunity because of the buff that he brings with the realm effect that he brings, that it's going to actually break some of the damage comps that we have right now? Again, it's going to be interesting to see. I feel like for the Awakened heroes, especially a hero like Thane, PvP, he is going to be a monster. Guys, Thane, just like the other Awakened heroes, they're going to be an absolute priority if you're really pushing hard PvP. But when it comes to the campaign, most of the heroes, even when you look through meta comps, even when you go, down here, looking at formations, most of them have the meta comp formations. There's Lucretia. You don't see any of the Awakened heroes. I went through an incredible amount of formations. You don't see the Awakened heroes that are being run in the campaign. So even if you're a player that chooses not to build Awakened heroes, you're saving your diamonds, you're not getting the emblem cards. Guys, it gets to the point of AFK Arena where it is about levels. That is the reason why I focus, which there we do have Taylene. That is the reason why I have focused on leveling. When I started my power leveling, I was on 432, I believe, or no, 422. 422 or 432. We're at 545. We were at 532. That's where we're 532. So we made almost 20 levels. That is the reason, guys. You'll get to the point where you have a lot of heroes built. It is more about levels than it is about heroes. You can actually overpower a lot of the campaign stages just because of the levels that you have on those heroes. What's going on? Is it Harbor Nails and Spa? What's going on? I got Awakened Disease from the code. Oh, very cool. Like I said here, we're just saving our cards. If I use these 42 cards on someone, chances are I'm not going to get anyone worth really building just out of those sheer cards. So we're just going to save them, guys, and there's no race. That's the other thing. There's no race. There's no speed. There's no reason to really prioritize dropping thousands of dollars into heroes to build them where you can replace them essentially with another hero. Yeah, Thane was so powerful they nerfed him, which would have been pretty cool. I want to max Taylene. I already have Mythic and SI. Yeah, Carol, if that's the case, if you're already building Taylene, throw it in there. Absolutely, guys. Continue throwing it in there. What's going on, Fooly? And Peter is here as well. All right, we're going to do a couple summons here. Again, we're trying to build out Zafriel. Zafriel is going to be the focus here. I've been saving out my levels. Out of the double petaled roses, I've actually been picking up engraving mats. I'm trying to finish out Aziz. I'm so close. I believe I need 2 more levels of engraving, and he's at a plus 60. And at that point, we need a couple more pieces of furniture, and he will be built out, guys. We have 13 stones. Now, a lot of these stones did come from the Misty Valley, which is very, very cool to see. That is the reason why we have so many. So hopefully we can pick up a copy of Frampton. I would love to see. Audrey, I'd love to see. And also Zafriel, I would love to see. And there's Frampton. Boom! Guys, we were talking about building Frampton, and there is Frampton. We'll go ahead. We'll pick up a couple diamonds in here. Pull number 1 gave us Frampton, which is nice. We got the twins. Look at this pull. That is awesome. We needed Mishka. We needed Frampton. We needed copies of the twins. We needed copies of a star. That is absolutely amazing, guys. That is a very solid pull. How high of a priority are tier 4 chests? Random, the priority between tier 3 and tier 4, not a huge priority at all. The minimal amount of stats you're going to pick up in there doesn't really make much of a difference. There's a lot of players that even run tier 2, tier 3, whatever it may be. The gear, once you get to a point, will not make a difference, but picking up the tier 4 when you can would really be exactly what I'm looking to, guys. But that is an absolute amazing, amazing pull right there. That is the reason we do it on the live stream, guys. That's awesome. That is very, very cool. I picked up the skin, not much else. Yeah, if you're picking up the skin, again, especially if you are free to play, that is your only option. That is really your only option. I've been wondering, why is it that Twisted Realm, sometimes it shows my heroes at level 522 in certain bosses. So Antonio, that makes a difference on where you fall. So within the Twisted Realm, it actually adjusts and changes. They do different, it does like a dynamic build of where you're at. I think it may be leaderboard, right here within the Fabled Realm. So they took the Fabled Realm, Antonio, and broke it into a bunch of kind of different levels. So depending where your level is dependent on what class you fall into. That's really the big thing is, so if you're leveling slower, let's say you're at level 400 right now, and then 3 weeks later, you're still at level 400. Chances are you could be placed into a different Twisted Realm based on your level, which is the reason originally a lot of players used to just wait, but now they go through and really push. Even looking in here, guys, I don't believe I am in the very top Twisted Realm anymore, or the Fabled Realm. I believe I am a little bit further down than the top where players are at. Because again, they're doing like the dynamic thing within the hellscape to make sure that you're competitive to where you're at. Should you max out Athelia? Athelia, Peter, is a hero that you definitely can max out. Big thing with Athelia is similar to any of the damage heroes. If you have the damage heroes, the DPS heroes, the more you build them out, the better they're going to perform. Same thing with Athelia, same thing with over here with Zolrath. The higher you build them, because I know he does have his 3 of 9 furniture, his ability, but Zolrath also does an incredible amount of damage, which is the reason a lot of players do build him out even higher. I'm actually working on Zolrath right now, so we'll pick up our coins. And I think I was one shy. I think I was literally this morning, I was one shy in the Challenger store to pick up Zolrath, but there is another copy. And the continuous building of heroes, guys, it never stops. It's what AFK Arena is all about. So we'll add another copy there to Zolrath. And then that will actually take him up to 4 stars. So he's almost completely done, which I love. Once we get to a 5-star Zolrath, if we get more copies, we can swap them for other Celestials and Hypogean heroes, which I like. Oh, you like the orange shirt? It's Detroit. We were watching the game yesterday, Tiger Stadium. Very, very cool. The orange shirt is the Detroit Tigers. What's going on, Hyatt? How to get so many gold. So gold, the big thing is when you're building out your heroes, Dark Lord, one of the biggest incomes of gold is right here, selling all of these. Once you get your emblems max out, selling a ton of the Dur's fragments. They are very, very expensive. But the biggest place, and honestly, guys, for anybody, the biggest place to get gold is the King's Tower. If you look at here, guys, you're getting 5, that is right, guys, 5 million gold per floor at this level, which is incredible. If you ever needed gold, guys, the King's Tower is the biggest place to farm gold. Rosaline plus 30 or Estrilda. Honestly, I would probably do Rosaline. Estrilda does well, but when you start putting relics behind them, Rosaline will do an incredible amount of damage, Felipe. Just because of the buff that they're bringing. Estrilda does need the 3 of 9, which I think Hyatt mentioned right there. Yep, 3 of 9 more than anything. The signature item on Estrilda, not super important. They've got Taline Twins, Alda, Lucretia, Mahira, and Mortis. That's a pretty good build. You have all of the core ones built there. Might have to add in your Khazard pretty soon. Find the Temporal Rift to be, yes. Random spawn, so the Temporal Rift, guys, and again, a lot of players ask about this. I've just been using the Fountain of Time, gaining up levels. I'm at 27 already. The Temporal Rift takes an incredible, I'm 214 floors in. The Temporal Rift is probably the biggest time sink that I've seen. Honestly, it's absolute insanity. Random, the amount of time that it takes to go through the Temporal Rift, especially when every floor is 3 fights. They need to add the auto battler in the Temporal Rift so we can just let it run. And honestly, that is what we need to do. The Temporal Rift, guys, especially running this thing for 90 days, takes an absolute incredible amount of time to run through there. Who do you think is good to max free to play? Free to play, guys, Ainz, absolutely. He is the primary one to really garrison. Maxing him out if you're building out some of your heroes. Lucretia is absolute amazing to build. And again, a lot of the damage dealers are super specific or super intent on the stats in the build. So even here we have Scarlet works incredible, Kren works incredible, Raku, Mishka works well, Astar works well. Even in here you have Grez and Oden work incredibly well. And then of course in here you have Ulna Grez combination works well, Helios works well, Athelia. There's so many heroes. There's probably 2 or 3 in every single faction that do work incredibly well. Even if you say, hey, I'm going to start an account where I'm not going to do any Celestials or Hypogens, even the core 4 factions will cover most of the majority of AFK Arena. Finally made it to live. Yes, we are live, guys. A lot of people don't understand, or they throw some questions up there. We are live. We are completely live. Just want to say thanks for all the guides. Oh, you're welcome. Cool, Kashi. Love doing the guides. Most of you know, guys, I absolutely love doing the guides. Do you think there will be a dimensional tower? Moneymaker, yes. I do think they are going to add a dimensional tower in here. I could see it even down here, or possibly doing something up here, like in a different dimension. It's going to come in time. They've talked about one more crossover event at a minimum. That is right, guys. If you guys joined the AFK Arena live stream that they did, they're talking about a minimum of one additional crossover event this year, so 2022. There is going to be another crossover, one at minimum. You could see a couple more than that, but that is going to be the minimum for the crossover. This one, guys, Oku is who we're looking to build in here. I really like him. I want to see how well he performs. A lot of players, again, kind of on the fence. Notoriously, or looking back historically, tanks do not do well in AFK Arena. That is kind of the problem. If a tank does not possess immunity, like you have with Albedo, when you have immunity with Ulna, when you have immunity with a bunch of different heroes, if a tank doesn't have immunity, they don't have the survivability to work in level deficiencies, but that's only if you're really pushing hardcore. So I definitely want to build him. We'll do a couple summons here. We'll continue with our Q&A, and hopefully we can pull some lucky pulls with some of our elite heroes right here. Companion points just give us a bunch of food, which I am perfectly okay with food. We know we go through and we burn an incredible amount of food when it comes to recycling our heroes to power up and level the Elder Tree with our Twisted Essence. We have been focusing on that for an incredible amount of time. Will New Thane be meta? JG, I don't know. That's really a solid question in there. And let me make sure. So we have an elite right there, which is Hodgkin. Still need to build him out. Let me make sure. I thought I put Oku in here, which we did. As you can see, guys, that's, I believe, all that we need. And they'll all be 5 stars. So we have an incredible amount. What do I do with the spare Belinda copies? So Martin, you'll get to a point where you start picking up extra heroes. You can use them as fodder. That is really what I do use those heroes as. You will see the extra copies are being used as fodder. So what I do, and you have to have 60, that is right, guys, 60 ascended heroes to build some of the fodder. But even right here with Cetrana, if we come down here, we have Cetrana. Cetrana is completely maxed. So I can take an Akira, I can take a Cetrana, I can take a Golas. It'll say you have one, but there we go. We are eating Santrana. There we go. So we got a legendary, and then I'll pick up a legendary plus. And there we go. That gives us another legendary plus. That's all you use right now for your extra copies. So if you have Belinda 5 stars, that's it. You can just go ahead and use them as food. Were you putting the points into Temporal Beacon? I am putting them all into the core stats. So if you look here, guys, support, mage, and tank. That's it. I put 1 in Dimensional Force, and I did put 1 into Silent Alliance because I'm running Graveborn Wilder. And Dimensional Force, of course, I'm running Dimensional Heroes. That is really the focus, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 sections of the tree are the only part that I have put down in there. Here to sleep. Oh, good night, Poa. Finally, your live question. Do you have an account in Chinese version? No, I do not. Fat Kid, I do not have an account in the Chinese version of the game. I know AFK Inside in a lot of different places do pull a lot of information. From my understanding, a lot of the information comes up on the Chinese servers long before we see it here. in the US or our global servers. Even on the test server, I believe some of it does come earlier to the Chinese servers than we see it on the test servers. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love doing the videos, guys. It's very, very cool to see. What's going on, Dark Exodus? So again, hoping to pull a couple elite heroes here. I'd love to see some awakened heroes, which there is another copy of Sylvana. Awakened heroes, really the big priority, and a double right there, guys, which is double Granite. I don't think Granite's at 5 stars. He might already be, but if that's the case, guys, we just got another Elite Plus copy of Granite, which again, when we need food, when we need to recycle, there's another copy of a star. We just got her to 1 star as well. And 1, 2, another Elite, which is Alero. Alero, I'm not sure about building, guys. I am still really on the fence with Alero. So here, I believe we can drop out Hodgkin. And look at the heroes, guys. That's really it. We are very, very light on the heroes that we need to build in here. It's kind of crazy. I'm new here. How's everyone doing? What's going on, Raphael? Thank you for joining us. When you get 60 Ascended heroes, yep, you can expire them for more food. That is the big thing, guys. When you get to that level 60, or when you get to those 60 Ascended heroes, you can start just recycling everything for food, which is very cool to see. So we got 1 pull here. We'll go ahead and do the Light Bearers. And we got an Elite, which is a copy of Hendrik. All right, so we're going to pull up our copies of Oku. First, I want to go in, and we need, I believe, 3 copies of Zafriel. So we have 1 right down here. We need 3 copies of Zafriel. Let's see if we can pull the 3 copies out of here. We have 88 cards. I've been farming them out of all of the towers. Why does Mordic Mythic take priority over Khazard and Mahira and Stargazing? Random, the big thing with Mortis is he is really strong being built. He's a buffer for a lot of formations. So if you really want to maximize the damage random that you're doing within formations, Mortis is the only way that you can do it, which is the reason why players do build Mortis out. And guys, we got another new subscriber. That's already 2. We're shooting for 10 every single live stream. We've been getting right around 10, so we already have 2. Tashi has joined us as a sub to the channel. Thank you for subbing. What do you think of joining a good guild, Life Redemption, or AMC, or BNB? Honestly, I want them to put more into the guild aspect. Being in a guild, you know, it really is more about the attitude than making progression. Even if we don't maximize everything within here, I'm perfectly okay with it. It's okay. I've looked at a couple guilds. I'm sticking with a lot of the guildies that I had from casuals and a guild that we're in right now. Just hanging out, guys. I'm not going to be number 1 in the world. I don't put money into this game like I used to. We spend about 20 bucks a month. That's really it. But putting hundreds, putting thousands into this game is incredibly expensive to make progression or actually try to stay up. Struggling in the Temporal Rift, can you provide us with a guide for 3 teams? ABD, if you go and look at the guide section, there are some Temporal Rift videos in there specifically about the teams that I'm using. That you can definitely check out. There's a couple in there that I provided. I can do an updated one because I think it's been about a month. But oh, I know the Ainz has the mask. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Chinese servers, guys, they can't show the skeletal face. So if you're watching some of the videos of AFK Arena and you see it's kind of fuzzy or it's kind of blurred out, they cannot show Ainz's skeletal face. So it looks like he has a mask on. Which is very interesting. All right, guys, fingers crossed here. Zafriel, we have 88 cards. I'm hoping we can pull 3. We need 3 copies out of here. I would love to see the diamonds, but we need 3 pulls out of here. Got a lot of resources. Got a Greyborn card. There was the diamonds. We got the diamonds. 30,000 diamonds. We zoomed right past it. Rated. There it is. FHG YouTube received 30,000 diamonds. And we got another new subscriber. Thank you for subbing to the channel. MLG. 30,000 diamonds right there, guys. Boom. That makes a really big difference with how many copies we can get. Even though it was not Zafriel, we got the 30,000 diamonds again, which I love to see, guys. That is awesome. That is awesome to see. Come on, Zafriel. We need to find a copy of him, which there we go, guys. There's one. One copy of him. We got a Graveborn card. So we still need two more. Two more copies of him. Let's see. Now we got some diamonds to burn. Now we definitely have some diamonds to use here, guys. We need two copies of him. I'm really hoping that we can pull those last ones. We're getting a lot of resources in here. There's a copy. We need one. We need one more copy, guys. 65,000 diamonds. We just need one. Double cards, Graveborn, and a Mauler card right there. Come on, zap. There it is, guys. So we started with 50,000 diamonds. We pulled the 30,000. We ended with 55,000 diamonds and 3 copies of Zafriel. That is amazing. That is very, very cool to see, guys. And look at the stars we're adding. That is awesome. So Hendrik again picks up another star. We have Warwick in here that we use for an incredible amount. We have Granite, which we picked up another copy. We almost have everyone done, guys. Alero is, of course, one that we're going to use to build out because he's one of the only ones, and he's in the ship. So we can actually use a couple more copies of him to build him out. And then, of course, we have Zafriel, guys. Double copies just like that. He is ascended. That is awesome. What's going on, Tragic? Kind of early in AFK Arena. Just got levels to 240 with 5 heroes, 6 ascended. Should I go into stargazing? Vito, where are you within the towers? That's really the big thing. If you're honestly floor probably 125, 135, that is really the place you want to be when you start stargazing, because you'll start getting out stargazer cards out of the towers. If you're not far enough in there, if you start summoning too early, you're not going to be able to pick up those stargazer cards out of the tower, which is where a lot of players will get stuck, because essentially you're spending diamonds too early versus having heroes to stargaze, and you don't get the cards out of there. When can you say that we're in the mid part of the game? Honestly, with the amount of chapters we have in AFK Arena, early game is probably through, I would probably say early game would be probably through like chapter 18 now, because most players are roughly into chapter 40. That would honestly be the place where you start really getting into the formations. Probably chapter 18, probably chapter 20 would be probably early game. I would say 20 to 30 might be mid game, maybe 20 to 30, 20 to 32. And then you start getting late game, 32, when you start getting into multiple formations. I feel is really the place where you start picking that up and really getting into kind of a late game. And then end game is honestly when you're getting chapter 40 plus. When you're pushing chapter 40 plus, you start getting into more of the end game. I really feel at that point, because that's where it becomes a lot more difficult to progress, just because of the heroes you need, the comps you need. There's a lot of different ways that you really have to build it up at that point. Probably not unless you're competitive in Curse Realm and PvP. I have my twins at E60 though. So in our 2019 competition, we're in chapter 18. So we're actually getting there quite a bit. We're in chapter 18 already. We're doing pretty well with the 2019 competition. I'm loving it. I'm running Shamira Rose, which I haven't ran Shamira Rose since I actually started AFK Arena, which is kind of crazy. What's going on, Law? Law is joining us. I haven't seen Law in forever. How are you, buddy? Long time no see. Yeah, having a great Sunday. Again, it's 80 degrees outside of Michigan, guys. So here is Oku. I'm hoping we can get lucky, guys. We got 5,000 more diamonds than when we started, which is crazy. So we will see if we can pull all 7 copies. If we do get 7, that makes us 1 copy away from Ascended and a double unlock, guys, of Oku right there. We'll pick up our diamonds to do these summons. A double unlock. I love it. That is some really, really good luck there. So that is 2 of 7 down. So we need 5 more copies. And I'm hoping, again, we're not going to burn through all of these diamonds, guys, that we're going to have to come back and do it again. So there is copy number 3, which, again, we have enough food sitting on these accounts to kind of build anyone out that we need. But if we keep doing the 1, 2, 3, it's going to be expensive. There's number 4, and we need 3 more copies of him. 3 more copies and then reset. Of course, we can take him up to Ascended. We'll get his avatar out of there, which there's another one. So we got 2 left, and I wanted to see if possibly we can pull one of these. I've been inspired by one of your faction cards. Started Lightbearer. Any tips? Ro and Scarlet are really good in there. Ruby, Hendrik is good in there. Astrilda is good in there. Rain you'll need within the faction account. Maro is incredible, especially if you don't have the other heroes. Maro will actually do incredible damage and also doing a considerable amount of crowd control. Maro does some pretty good crowd control in there. But Scarlet just destroys, guys. Scarlet is a monster with the amount of damage she can do. It's incredible. There we go, guys. So I think that leaves us one. I think that is 1 copy that we need. Hopefully it's going to be 55,000 diamonds, guys. There we go. So there is Oku. So we got 7 copies of him out of there, which is awesome. I love to see that. So Stargazer, since we have Zephyriel built, I'm not going to engrave him right now. I know a lot of people would say go to 1 star, do the engraving. Right now, I'm not going to, just because I have no engraving mats, and he's a little bit further down my list than I'm looking to engrave. So again, we have either Audrey or we have Frampton. Let me see if I can do the poll this time, guys. I'll hop over. We'll throw up the poll. So we will do Audrey or Frampton. Which to build? So let's pop that up there, guys. We'll see exactly where that goes. Yeah, don't forget Cecilia. Cecilia, especially early game, guys. Cecilia will do incredibly well. So which to build? Who are we going for next with the stargazing? Are we going with Audrey or are we going with Frampton? So we'll leave that one up right now for a little bit and see exactly who we're going to build. We have a couple diamonds in there. So building them out here, there is Oku, which I love to see, guys. And again, Alero, we're going to build in time. It's just going to take a matter of time. So here we have a tree. We have an Arden. There is Legendary. We'll go up to Legendary Plus. Already have our food sitting down here. So there's Mythic with the signature item. And there is Mythic Plus. So we are 1 single copy, guys. We are 1 copy away, and he will be completely done. He will be completely done in 1 more copy. Very cool to see. Oak Inn, I know we have a lot of furniture in there. And then here, guys, we already have 1 piece for Zephyriel, which would be nice because we can throw it on there. We have 1 piece for Frampton as well. So let's see, guys, what are the results? So it looks like it is going to be, let's end the poll. Last chance to go ahead and vote. Let's see. So where did the poll end up at? It usually takes a minute to pop in. Where's Audrey used? So the big thing with Audrey, guys, would be, so a lot of people said Frampton. Audrey, the one thing with Audrey is she is used for a considerable amount of damage. We've seen her in a couple of the Cursed Realm comps. We've also seen her within the Celestial Tower. So she is one of the driving forces when it comes to the Celestial Sanctum. When it comes to damage, Audrey does an incredible amount of damage. We've seen the exact same when it comes to the Cursed Realm. She's actually been used in a couple places in here as well. We're at the top 14, so doing pretty well in here. The same with Frampton. Frampton is a hero that I know we have to build out, and we have to build out considerably high. That is really the big thing. Frampton, yes, has a lot of uses. Frampton, on the flip side, is going to be on the, of course, on the Hypogean Tower. So we'll actually be adding him into the Hypogean Tower, which, since we're already into 2 teams on both ones, that is the reason we wanted Zephyriel. Not only does Zephyriel do a considerable amount of damage, but Zephyriel also does an incredible amount of crowd control, which is the reason why we wanted to build them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Tragic, is we just built Zap. Would you like more Awaken, Taline, or Aziz? I would wait, honestly, Michael, I would wait till our next hero. So we know there are more Awakened heroes, especially if you don't have enough cards to build them. So really focus on one hero. Pick up one hero and then build them. Guys, it is really, so when it comes to the Awakened cards, for instance, we chose Aziz in here. Throw everything at building Aziz. With the Awakened heroes, guys, they have to be built out to have those skills. If they do not have the skills, they're missing half of the toolkit. So essentially, if we didn't have the plus 30 signature item, he loses all these skills. If we didn't have the furniture, he loses these skills. Same with here. If we do not have the engraving, they are losing the skills, guys. The Awakened heroes will not have the full utility because you're not building them out. Finally got my copy of Awakened Tailing to Legendary Plus. Oh, very nice. Yeah, they just take a long time. And I know a lot of people get upset with the Awakened heroes, guys. Just with any hero, you know, a lot of people say AFK Arena releases the heroes too fast. Pick and choose who you build. The exact same way that I do it, guys. I pick and choose the heroes that I build. I'm not building everyone. I'm not running through. I'm not racing. I'm not spending a ton of money to build them. If there's heroes like Alero that you're not going to build, skip the hero. Audrey, in this case, Audrey's in here. We chose to build Frampton. We talked about it. 57% of you voted for Frampton. Frampton is who we're building. So that means Audrey, I'm not going to have Audrey's avatar frame. And she's a hero we might build in the future. We might not. It all depends on where she kind of falls down the build list. Aziz, I wanted to build. Very cool with the crowd control. And I love how the hero is built. Not so much about the power that he has, but I wanted to see him built, and I wanted to see him built out to where we built him. All right, guys, so Frampton it is. He is going to be the focus. We got one out of the stones, which was awesome to see. So we're going to see if we can pull another copy here, which just some more resources. But again, that'll do it for the summons. That'll do it for a lot of the summons, guys. Incredible amount of resources. We almost have enough for one more level. Also have a couple cards in here, which there we go. We got another copy of Hodgkin. He's almost completely built out. Then we got a lot of rare scrolls in here. And again, to continue recycling the food that we're getting. And then the Elder Tree we're building up. The stones we're saving. We're just waiting to build heroes, guys. That is really the big thing. Who would you suggest for next, Zolrath or Moreel? Honestly, the only thing law that Moreel is used in is Dark Namora. Nowhere else. That is it. That is honestly, that is really the only place. Moreel, you will not see used anywhere else. I believe one Cursed Realm comp it uses Moreel. But Zolrath you'll use. Zolrath is in meta formations. And Zolrath is in a lot of different places, including PvP. Zolrath is very prevalent in PvP as well. We'll go ahead and optimize, which that gives us one piece there for Zephyriel. We still have some couple pieces for Mortis. And finally, guys, they are all ascended within here. We even have Baden in here. Definitely building them out. But now that we're focusing on Frampton, we're going to have to finish out one of these so we can drop them out. And then we'll continue focusing and building on Frampton. What's going on, Alex? Prediction for Awaken, Wilder Mauler, or Graveborn. Looking at how they built the heroes, I think the next one is going to be a Graveborn. So we got Alero, which was a Mauler. We got Oku, which was a Wilder. Graveborn is the hero that did not get, but I don't know because remember, the Awakened heroes are on a 2 or 3 month cycle. So they might have a Graveborn, then another Wilder hero. Then we might see the Awakened Mauler down the line. But as of right now, I believe there's another Celestial or a Hypogean hero coming. From what Dolly has been kind of alluding to, it is really what is coming out pretty soon. Who would you suggest for a 5th team with Raku, Mishka, Astar, and Laika? That's a really good team. A lot of players in there will put a hero such as Arthur in there to really boost Raku's ability to do damage, Little Yoshi, which is cool. It actually works pretty well with Arthur in there, especially you have the mitigation from Astar. Frampton is my new favorite. Yeah, Frampton is pretty cool. So we got a couple more summons in here again. Hoping to pick up a few pieces, which there's a piece for Astar. We need to max out a couple more of these heroes. We definitely have some more to build, guys, and they need a considerable amount of copies, which there's another piece for Hodgkin. Hodgkin, guys, even though he is a tank, really good with crowd control, really good when it comes to buffs. Zephyriel, that gives us 2 of 9 for Zephyriel already. And the red cards on the table, we're going to continue using them for Aziz. We have to build him out to the 9 of 9 to unlock. And there he is, guys. Another copy for our Awakened Aziz, which I like. Khazard has a wilder skin when... Oh, yeah, that would be interesting to see Khazard. Khazard was one of the coolest heroes, honestly, that AFK Arena ever came out with. When he came out, Khazard was a game changer. Khazard, if you guys were around, if you guys did play for a while, Khazard was a game changer. When he was released, he was an absolute monster to deal with. How far are the faction towers? The faction towers are about 500 plus. I think it's like 500 plus at this point. Still making a lot of progression in there. And again, the faction towers, guys, we push all the time. We honestly, we push the faction towers probably more than anything just because of the cards that we get out of there. In chapter 22, where you can buy the time emblems, I think it might be a Young Toy King. I think 22 is about where it's at as far as picking those up. Yeah, the faction towers, like I said, we're at 520, 540, 360, 370, 710 here. Definitely need to make some more progression. We were pushing the Graveborn Tower this morning. Guys, you get emblems out of here. You get scrolls. You get Stargazer cards. You get everything. You get everything that you need out of there. On the engraving reset, emblems will be reset also. What do you mean by emblems, Fat Kid? Not sure what you mean. Is upgrading Tassie's signature item till 20? Early game, yes, Sorrow. It can be. Tassie is used for quite a bit within AFK Arena. Even before you have Mahira, Tassie has always been kind of the cheap version of Mahira, which is what we've kind of seen in the past. So we got 2,000 here. We equipped all of our stuff. So let's recycle these. We'll do one more pull, which it is a mythic piece, guys, which is another one for Baden. I believe that gives us 3 of 9 for Baden. He's still is kind of shocking when I see him, but the skin that he has on there is very cool, guys. So we have a star at 8, which I like. You know what? Let's finish out a star. And the reason for this, we're going to use the other ones for Awakened Disease, which was our plan. But if I can finish out a star, we'll actually take a star to the 9 of 9 furniture. So that will build that out. The Awakened Disease, again, we want to continue building him out. That will take him to 7. And the reason that I did that, and again, the logical reason, so Peanuts at 9 of 9. We can drop Peanut out. That gives us the opportunity to drop Frampton in here. Frampton, we already have 1 of 9. So we definitely want to build out Frampton a little bit more in here because we already have 1 piece of furniture. We're going to wait and we're going to build them out, guys. We absolutely want to build them out. Resonating Crystal, guys, another level, 546. And again, we're right back to waiting for Essence, just like we always are, guys. It is honestly the biggest stopping point in AFK Arena. You're just kind of stuck waiting for Essence. Still focusing on the Sorcery Tree. Might not need to, but the damage that Ainz does, the damage that Scarlet does within the Twisted Realm, really the reason for pushing on there. What is my opinion of Thane E60? So the original Thane does not work without it. That's kind of what I've heard from everybody who builds Thane. The only way that Thane works is if you do have that plus 60 engraving on Thane because of the damage. Now what's going to be interesting is where is Thane going to fall with the new version of Thane coming. Again, this is really this plus 60 engraving with the critical strikes is what puts Thane's damage through the roof. But the only place that I know that he's used right now is within the Cursed Realm. That is it. That is the only place I've seen him. Hunting Fields, of course, he's going to be exceptional because you're putting relics behind him. But we're going to have to see exactly what the new Awakened Thane is. He's pretty far down the list, in my opinion. Would be where I would honestly put him. He is kind of far down the list to where I would build him. We're still looking again to build out Awakened Disease. We need 2 more pieces of furniture. I finished his tier 4 gear this morning, and I need 2 more, and we will actually have these 2, and he will be at a plus 60 engraving, which is exactly where we want to. Now the engraving rewind is coming. So with the engraving rewind, I think, and I kind of went back and forth, it is going to be Saurus. He is going to be the one that I am going to reset, and I'm going to rewind. I don't use him for anything. I got my coffee here, but I don't use Saurus for anything short of the Wilder Tower, which essentially I know he's pretty strong in there, but we're building out a hero like Oku. I know not really the same wheelhouse, but I feel like we can make it work. In addition, a lot of the heroes such as that is we can just merc. We can use our mercenaries to use him if there's difficult stages that we're going through. A lot of AFK Arena, trial and error. So as we're continuing through here, really getting a bunch of, which I want to save my red chests. I do this every single time. So it does not use these red chests. We have to open these up because they can get the other emblems out of here. And those come from our dailies and our daily chests that we have in there. But I want to make sure that we utilize those first, and then we'll take them up a little bit higher. 1 more, guys. There we go. Maxed out, which I like. Now we're going to save all those resources to build up Frampton. He is next. We already have that plus 30 signature item on Zafriel. Zafriel's already built as well, starting to get some furniture on there, which I like. So we got a lot of heroes that are kind of in the waking. Yeah, that's my thought, JG. Even with Frampton, I'm thinking that I might go ahead and save my engraving mats. So once we do get Frampton up to that 1 star, I can just take him to plus 60 engraving, JG, so I can fully unlock his abilities. I think that would be really cool to use, really cool to build him, is just taking him straight up to that plus 60 engraving, which is right here. When he receives fatal damage, yeah, it's very, very cool ability. Again, with some of the heroes, if you have the ability to kind of cheat death, it works exceptionally well. Merchants, of course, we're picking up a bunch of stones out of here. Riga rewards are updated to include your elite stones, which I love. Considering the sheer amount of elite heroes that we have to pick up more heroes. Why not reset Thorin? So I was really on the fence with the reset of Thorin. We actually took Thorin to 30 right here. You know, the boost in the attack rating, I talked to a lot of different guildies, kind of went back and forth with Thorin. Honestly, he'll still work, and he does work, which is one of the big things is he does work even with the engraving. I know it mitigates a little bit of damage with him, but ultimately it's going to be reliant on the levels that I'm gaining. As I'm getting closer in levels, the Thorin cheese will not work as well, meaning that I'm not going to use Thorin anyways, because I'm not going to have, honestly, a opportunity to use the Thorin cheese just because of the level deficiencies that we're sitting on. I've been power leveling this account again, even looking at where we are in the campaign. We're really close. I mean, we're what, 80 level deficiency? That's because I've power leveled. I've power leveled, what, 24 levels in less than 2 weeks. So the power leveling does work, which is incredible. But again, we have kind of power leveled a significant amount of stages, which is what I was really focusing on. And what we've been really, really stressing is power leveling. Again, to get back, Cool Kashi, to get back the level or the engraving 30 mats are not really going to have that much of an effect. In my opinion, honestly, getting back those engraving 30 mats, they're relatively easy to get, especially because I do shop refreshes. It does make it a lot easier to pick up those engraving mats, where when it comes to Saurus, to get the E30 to the E60 is incredibly difficult to get because of the sheer cost. Yeah, Saurus used in the Cursed Realm, but again, Blue Crimson, I have him E60 on another account. I can actually borrow him. So if I'm not borrowing Taylene, depending on exactly what it looks like, I could still borrow Saurus on a couple different levels. But the ability, because even when you look kind of hero to hero, So if you think of, okay, am I going to use, am I going to use Saurus or am I going to use Frampton? Which one of those two am I really going to focus on? Which one am I going to build? Obviously, it would be Frampton, probably a lot more than Saurus, just because of the abilities that he has. I feel like it would work exceptionally well building out Frampton versus just having Saurus on there. What's going on, Water Bear? I have Ascended 2-star Damon, 5-star Thorin, Mythic Rowan, and Rosaline. Should I abandon Tassie? Tassie you will use later. Honestly, I just wouldn't build her out. The thing with Mahira and Tassie on the Midwest, both of those heroes will work incredibly well, even without being built. Their abilities, the Slumber effect, the Mesmerize effect, both of their abilities do work incredibly well, even without being built out, which is something to always remember, because again, they work incredibly well. Both of them do. While doing the Oku test, I wasn't satisfied. He didn't make much difference in the teams. No, so Oku, again, the tank with mitigation, that is really the only mitigation wins AFK Arena, guys. Crowd control and mitigation are really the two that win AFK Arena. Even when it comes to level deficiencies, even when it comes to anything of that nature, guys, it is about the crowd control factor. As much as I would like to say it's not, honestly, it is the crowd control factor that really makes or breaks it for AFK Arena. Who's my favorite Awakened hero? So far, it is Aziz. I just like the build of Aziz. As cool as Tassie does, or as cool as, which is she going to kill Flora? Oh, she almost did. As cool as Tailene looks, I still like the viability, and I like how Aziz looks. I know Tresnar's another hero in here we could definitely build out damage-wise, but again, I think we can get Flora down. I'm just going to let this run, guys. We'll let it go ahead. I like Aziz. I like the build, especially if you do have an opportunity to build Awakened Aziz early. It's super broke. It is honestly super broke with how difficult it is. The Windbinder or the Call artifact is better for Scarlet. So most players, random spawn, will use the Call we've seen within the campaign, but Scarlet does an incredible amount of damage. I actually run the Eye on her for the crit damage boost. That is really the big thing that I focus on, is that crit damage boost that she does, which is the reason we run the Eye. You can run the Call on her, you can run the Windbinder. All of those will work incredibly well because she gets energy so fast. Which, there you go, guys. She just absolutely burned that down. Look at the damage. 853 million in the course of just a few seconds. Incredible. Absolutely incredible, the amount of damage she does in such a short burst. How do I get more essence? So I actually do a couple different things, Peter. If you looked at the power leveling, so one that I do when it comes to gaining more essence is I buy them out of the shop for diamonds. I do the resets in the shop, so I'm getting the 500 for the regular gold. I'm getting the chest for the 300 diamonds. I'm doing the reset, buying it all again, making sure that, again, I'm kind of maximizing what we have in there to build out exactly what we need. With the essence as well, resetting the bounty board. So a lot of players don't realize that you can actually reset those bounty boards. Resetting the bounty boards does incredibly well. It is another place where it does really well. In here we have Mishka, we have Saurus. Again, I think we could do, did we use the 5-pull? I don't think we used the 5-pull. Raku's in here, he works pretty good, but if we could pull in Oden, it's hard with Entendre too. I might have to put Mishka in this one, or we might have to swap this up a little bit to see. I think we can get this battle down. Again, it might just take a couple of attempts, but we'll let it go. Sorry to disappoint you, but Frampton doesn't work in the 5-pull. I know, I've tried. Frampton, it depends on the combination. So I've seen Frampton work incredibly well in the 5-pull. I've seen other formations where he doesn't work at all. In this one, guys, I need Mishka built out. I need that +60 engraving on Mishka to build this one out a little bit, but Sophia does incredibly well too. We know this team is coming over, so the damage mitigation she puts up, Sophia makes a big difference, guys. She can be incredibly strong to deal with building out Sophia. Yeah, progression, dailies. I have Lucretia E77, close to 80, the first 80. Water Bear, that is amazing. And there we go, guys. So that team actually got it done right there. And we're coming around 40-37, guys. Again, we're going to let the auto battle run. We're going to see where we get this to. Yeah, building heroes to the E80 is incredibly expensive. You know, in the video we just did, as much as I like to see the stars, as much as I like to see the build, it is incredibly, absolutely incredibly expensive when it comes to the mats. And look at this, guys. A whole entire team cannot take down a leveled Isolde. There we go. We got it done. Isolde, incredibly tough. If the enemy has it. If you're running Isolde, Isolde will just run you over all day long. I have E60 Saurus, Taline, Astar, Mishka, Scarlet, and Grez. I think a reset engraving on Saurus or Taline. Honestly, out of those two, with the engraving, I would probably do, honestly, either one. Siberian Gamer. I would do Saurus. I know is not used a lot. Taline works even without the engraving. If you have Taline, just add 9 of 9 furniture plus 30 signature item. Will work incredibly well. Taline will work incredibly well. Saurus, the only thing he picks up is damage mitigation. So that was the big thing. Honestly, Saurus just picks up that damage mitigation, which honestly, if you're reliant on Saurus's damage mitigation, I know the stats make a little bit of a difference, but if you're reliant on Saurus's damage mitigation in there, it's probably not going to happen. Honestly, it is probably not going to, it's not going to happen if you're reliant on that specific build out. What do you do with spare yellow cards in the Oak Inn? Some nonsense or... Martin, I did early. So early, I specifically built furniture for heroes that I didn't have. The spare yellow cards, I just recycle them now. I'm at to the point where we summon so much furniture on this account and so many heroes already have 9 of 9. I just utilize them. I just recycle them with the yellow cards that we get in the Oak Inn, just like you've seen. It is really the only way to do it. There's not really much else to do with those other than just recycle them. Is Ascended Lucretia a power spike? Yes, it is. So Zelion, Lucretia is another hero, guys. Remember, I said super, super important when it comes to building out damage dealing heroes. When you look at Scarlet, when you look at Kren, when you look at Lucretia, when you look at Ainz, when you look at Raku, when you look at a lot of the heroes that are very, very, very heavy damage heroes, they're super, super dependent on the stats. Bringing Lucretia up to that ascended level will make a big difference. It honestly will make a very, very big difference within that formation because of the sheer damage that she does. This one we're going to swap up a little bit. We'll do all Negrez. Hopefully we can take out Belinda pretty quick. Belinda's another one, guys. Use Belinda. Belinda doesn't do any damage. You fight Belinda. Belinda will just regularly destroy your team, which is kind of crazy. But this one we have to get through Thorin. Thorin is a pain in the butt to get through here. I voted on Lucretia 60. Should I reset one? No. Fully, I would not at all. Both Lucretia and Oden do exceptionally well. Again, depending on the damage. So they're both damage dealing heroes that have to have those stats behind them to really excel. You have to have those two built. Gold, Essence, and Experience. Which is the bottleneck? Essence. Li Fang, it is always Essence. I run 8 different accounts. Every single account is Essence that I'm stuck on. I have the EXP. I have an incredible and absolute insane amount of gold. But when it comes to Essence, that is what we're missing, guys. Young Toy, I'm not sure if anyone can answer that. What stage do we need? What do you need to be able to buy time emblems at the store? I'm not sure at what point do the time emblems unlock. I'm not sure exactly. If somebody can answer, Young Toy King, I think he's answered it. I think it's 2022 or 24. I think it's around there when you can start getting them. It might be a little bit later. What's going on, Merkel? Yeah, a couple of these teams. Again, guys, I'm just really letting this run. We're already at an hour. We made some campaign progression, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I know we've needed to make some campaign progression here for a considerable amount of time, but I'm very happy we did. Very happy we made a little bit of progression in here. And again, I know the Flora team, guys, is a nightmare to deal with. And I wonder, because we have Taylene in here, we borrowed a Frampton. It's nice to have powerful friends with heroes like this, because ultimately, guys, if Taylene dies, Taylene can come back. But remember, Taylene is giving a really, really big buff to the heroes that we have on the ground. So always a possibility that we could just get this through. In sorrow, we have another subscriber. I don't think I caught the last one. So that's 4 subscribers, guys. If you're not subbed to the channel, we're going on 25,000. We are very close to 25,000. That is right, guys, 25,000 subscribers already. So if you haven't subbed to the channel, guys, go ahead and sub. We are making a lot of progression here on our YouTube channel, guys. It's incredible the amount of views that we have been getting on this channel. Here comes the rain from Scarlet, guys. Look at Scarlet. Super, super broken. Use Belinda as a buffer to boost your carry damage. Yeah, that's really the only use for Belinda. I know a lot of players have dropped Belinda. I think if they did a survey or said, hey, how many people reset Belinda when it came to our swap scrolls? I honestly think it would probably be one of the absolute most reset heroes that we've seen is Belinda. I have 5 mythic furniture cards. Should I use them on Lucretia? And I only have 1 on Lucretia. I will get another after 30 draws. Again, Lucretia is a hero, guys. Because the mythic cards specifically, you can use them and you're not going to get the duplicates. So if you're sitting on that many cards, you know Lucretia is going to 9 of 9. Build Lucretia faster. Honestly, I would, just because you know the power that Lucretia is going to bring. Build up Lucretia a little bit faster. Once you get her max out, you can swap it out for another hero, which will work as well. Which is the reason, again, I would build them out faster or earlier than later, honestly. Lucretia, Rain, Athelia, Zap, Zorath. Here's the core comp to beat. Oh, yeah. Like I said, here, guys, I didn't set these teams up. I'm just letting it run. RNG for AFK Arena can usually work pretty well. Again, I know we could probably swap a hero or 2 out with this one to see exactly what it's going to work. Mishka, I need built up. Saurus, I don't think is very effective in this one. Even having him built out a little bit. We could definitely swap, again, a couple heroes in here. We also do have our Z's built right there. We also do have Helos, which is a pretty strong buffer in here. We could go a couple different ways, but this will work. It'll just take time. Is there a newer Elder Tree guide? No, there is not, Martin. I haven't seen an Elder Tree guide in a considerable amount of time. I'm going to have to start making some of those. So the big thing that is happening, guys, is just like we just seen with Zappy, there are a lot of players that are leaving AFK Arena. There are also a lot of content creators that are leaving AFK Arena. So we're not seeing as many guides. I know Woolrain has made a couple of them. In season has popped a couple of guides up. There's not that many content creators that are making guides and things of that nature over on Reddit, which is sad to see, honestly, from a community perspective. But again, there are a lot of heroes. There are a lot of people that are not making the guides like they used to. And that is just the honest truth. We're not seeing the amount of guides that we used to. So you should try Queen Joker instead of Samarasaurus. Oh yeah, I mean we could swap whoever we wanted to, even if we kept in here, if we did a Joker Queen combination. And I know a lot. I mean the 5-pole here. Joker I never use. he's a hero, guys, that is incredibly, in my opinion, a hero that I never use. That I'm sure there's probably a ton of utility we could pull out of him, but I very, very rarely ever use the hero. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Lumberdun. Is Mishka, it's not going to work without that plus 60 Mishka, which is another reason, guys, why we're looking at doing that. The engraving reset, I think it's going to work incredibly well. I know Gorvo in here messes up this formation too, because he actually drops his big turtle shell butt right on our entire 5-pole, so making him almost not work, which is unfortunate, but we do see it. So if we swap in here, a cheap way that some people have done this is actually putting Aziz. It should freeze the turtle, I'm hoping. So the turtle is stunned. We had no turtle right there, but again, this stage, guys, I haven't really played around with this to see exactly where we're at. Got to get Queen to lock down a lot of what we have in this formation. And I like Sophia. Sophia, I feel, is underrated. Is Pharrell E60 any good, or is it better to put in Oden? I would put in Oden. In that respect, I would absolutely do Oden because of the damage. Pharrell works without the damage. That is really the big thing. Pharrell will work without the damage. Pharrell, of course, the energy disintegration, the stun, the crowd control. Oden will not. Oden needs a lot more. What's going on, AirTap? Catching the stream again. Yep, definitely. Thank you. Big shout out for AirTap. Been a member of the channel, I believe 6 months or more. That is the reason AirTap has that little golden hippo right next to his name. He is an actual member of the YouTube channel, which is very cool to see. Reset Rowan, you don't need the engraving. Yeah, honestly, here's what I used. Taline, Joker Scrath, Iran, and Queen. I think the Ascended Taline we already used. I think we used Taline in the other formation, which we did. We have the regular Taline, which I know it's not going to be the same. Joker, Scarath, Iran. We have Iran, we have Scrath, Joker, Queen, and we have... That's it. We're going cheap version on here because we don't have the Ascended. We already used it. And again, guys, I really didn't plan on making it this far, but there's Queen. If we can get her to ult, would be cool to see. RNG will take... We'll take time. What team is the Invade Lucretia? The Invade is Lucretia. Some people run Entendre in there, but we usually see it with a couple different heroes, which we could try a team like that, but I don't think we can use. Frampton's really good for the Invade team. Zephyriel is really good with the Invade team. Running with Scrag. Scrag is very strong, guys, with the 9 of 9 furniture. In here makes a really, really big difference because of the attack boost, damage reduction, and the energy recovery for the Invade team. It actually works incredibly well with the combination of those heroes. Oh, look at that. 1 year, 2 months. That is honestly incredible. That is kind of crazy. Queen 9 of 9 is key for doing enough damage in the 5-pole. Brutus is also kind of a cheese hero in here, but Queen we have built out. We have Queen built out. We have her 9 of 9. We have the plus 30. I've built all of those. I think Joker is about the same, which I know that this artifact, Jur's Blade, doesn't really do much for him. But we have him at plus 30. We have 3 of 9 on him. And then, of course, Iran we do have built out as well, which is cool to see. Again, I think this is just going to be some RNG in here, guys, to get this done. And what is going on? The Midwest Whale, we have another brand new Hippo supporter. That is right, guys. You'll see his name right under the picture right over here. He is a Hippo supporter, meaning he is an actual member of our channel. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, yep, just like that, membership. That is the beginning, the little hippo you see right there, guys. As you progress month to month, it does get into a cooler hippo. I believe there is one after the one AirTap has as well, which is very cool, guys. Thank you for the love and support. I'm not sure if my kids are right here in the back. It's about time to go. I'm going to try to get this stage done, guys. 40-40, so we are 20 stages away from getting into chapter 41 already, which hopefully this week we can actually do a little bit more progression. Yeah, Mishka Scrag would work. We could try a couple different ones. I feel like Mishka needs built further. That is really the one that I feel I'm missing. Mishka, we were building up a little bit. Then we got Aziz, and that was really where we stopped. So we can try Scrag in here. I love him. Kren is another one. Building out Kren, building out Raku. They are two that were trying to build Aziz on Iran. Yeah, we can put Aziz on Iran. Interesting formation here. And who else have we got? So Mishka, Scrag, Kren, Aziz on Iran. And then who? Do the 5-pole? We're not going to be able to do the 5-pole. We could do the 3-pole. But again, we could pop a couple other heroes in here. We're going to have to see exactly what this is going to look like. Again, guys, I wasn't planning on doing this, but it's pretty cool. Can you explain why Tresnar's engraving 60 counters Eins? So when you look at Tresnar, the 60 shield mitigates all frontal damage. So if you look at the soul barricade effect, it mitigates all of the damage on there. He actually goes behind Eins and knocks him out. So it's pretty interesting to see that Tresnar actually, if you run him in battles, he will pretty much target Eins specifically, and he mitigates. I forget. I don't think it's that skill that does it. I think it's the ability for him not to be healed. I'm sure some of you guys know. Yeah, chapter 40, we are definitely getting there. Almost into 41 now. But again, we're going to have to finish out this stage. Crack and Crunch, I'm going to have to look. I forget the exact reason. I know it's been explained to me before, but I don't exactly remember. So Sophia Lorzen in the front. Lorzen we used. Maybe we already used Lorzen. That's what I was thinking. So Lorzen we're not going to have for the link in there. But Sophia we have, which Sophia up front. Once she gets Spectral Disruption, doesn't make a difference. Lizard, Ezio, and Iran. We could do Ezio and Iran. We can do, actually, let's do the 5-pole. Ezio we have right down here. We have Iran, so there is the 5-pole, and then the Lizard Man. Ezio, remember, guys, because we have the 9 of 9 furniture, he starts almost fully ready to go. He starts with 500 energy, which is kind of crazy. Can we see the kid? I think he left. He's right up there on the wall. If you look right there, he looks completely different. This was actually probably about 2 years ago. But he is, I don't know where he went. They've been outside playing. We actually went roller skating this morning, or roller blading this morning. It was very, very cool. It was a lot of fun. Do your kids also play? They do through me. So we were actually playing here the other day, and he was sitting on my lap. They like to sit on my lap, and we go through and play quite a few different games. We play Splinterlands. There's a couple different games that we play outside of AFK Arena that they sit and play, and they want to see the guys. And he loves Eins. He loves the skeletal guy, which is funny. Absolutely loves to play video games for sure. All right, guys, so that'll do it. We're just over an hour right now. We're actually going to the movies, but they do not know it yet. We're going to see Sonic 2, so it's going to be pretty cool, and they are not here to hear that, but we have tickets, so we're going to go check it out. Sonic and Tails, very, very cool show. We've seen the first one. They absolutely love it. It's very cool to see. I'm going to mess around with this battle. I'm going to get this one done. I don't want to reset the other 4 battles. So again, we'll play around with this. We will get this one done with the 5-pole and see exactly what it is. Death charge ability, that's it. So there we go. When you asked earlier, it is the death charge ability that makes it worth it. Again, I know I've been explained it before, but it is the death charge ability, this one. So he actually goes behind Eins. He will knock Eins to the middle of the board and kill Eins out super fast with Tresnar. So I play, my kids are 8 and 5. So a little bit, he's going to be 6 soon, so 8 and 6. So it's very cool to see. So guys, again, that'll do it for today's live stream. Welcome the Midwest Whale. Love being a member to the channel. All of the supporters out there, all of the subs. Again, we are almost to 25,000 subscribers, guys, which is absolutely insane. When I started this 2 years ago, I never thought it would be this far, that we would actually have this much success with it. It's kind of crazy to see. AFK Arena, 3 years later, we are still here doing it. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's stream. I'm going to get this one done. I'm going to turn on our auto, see if it'll just win on itself. I think it will eventually. It might take just a little bit. Why don't you use Mishka, Ezio, a star, Leonardo, and Raku? I could go that route. So who do we got? Who do we say? Mishka, again, Mishka, I feel like the plus 60 engraving. Leonardo, of course, crowd control, which I love in there. Ezio and a star we just got built up. We actually got the furniture. So star has the furniture in there. Mishka, a star, Ezio, and Leonardo. So where's Ezio? Ezio's one that I've honestly probably never used to probably an effective level. Honestly, I haven't really used Ezio very much whatsoever. And I know Leonardo's really strong, guys, especially when we get the buff up. And look at that, guys. That easy. We get that done. Absolute big shout out. Serbian Gamer threw that up in there. We did not use it. Very strong formation, guys. The crowd control, 1.1 billion from Raku. Incredible. Thank you for the big advice there. It's awesome to be able to sit here and go through those, guys. So that puts us halfway through. That is right, guys. We are on 40-41, 19 stages, and we'll be into chapter 41. Definitely making some more progression on there. I am D2, another new subscriber, or is that a member? We have another member. We have a second member to the channel. Welcome to the Hippo supporters, guys. Again, so much love and support for this channel. I am loving it. Again, big shout out to Serbian Gamer. Just threw up a comp in there. We got it done that easy. Very cool to see. So we'll pick up some diamonds out of here. We're going to continue our progression. We're going to build out Frampton, guys. Frampton is going to be the next hero that we're focused on, building him out, making sure that we prioritize building him with the diamonds that we're getting. Stargazer cards, we're going to have to continue through these, through building all of our Stargazer cards through the King's Tower, guys. Make sure you get a lot of progression. Love making the videos, guys. It's actually very cool to see. Have a good weekend. My kids are back to school tomorrow. Hopefully we're planning up some vacations pretty soon. But always, guys, spend some time with the family. AFK Arena will always be here. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. And as always, thank you guys for watching.